Okay, so let's look at this graph here. X squared minus 9 over x minus 3. That's not a basic graph, but you do know difference of squares. So if I factor the numerator and see here the denominator, so I cancel. Okay, so here's the deal. This will be the line y equal x plus 3 with the fact that x minus 3 cannot equal 0. So that means x cannot equal 3. So that which makes this 0, I cannot use. So I have the line y equal x plus 3. But when x is equal to 3, not y is equal to 3, when x is equal to 3, I need to put a hole there because this factor can't be 3. Okay, so then the rest of this graph says use y equals 0. So y equals 0 is just the x-axis. And what part of that graph do I want? I want to pick up when x is equal to 3. So I'm going to pick up when x is equal to 3 and put it right there. So this is the solution graph. All right, so I see that graph again, getting a little more challenging. So it's going to think about some of the points here. So if I cannot use 3, right? So 3 is the point that cannot be used. So what happens when I plug in 4? So I'll get 1 over negative 1, so that gives me a negative 1. If I plug in 5, I get 2 over negative 2, so that gives me a negative 1. Okay, so that over here, so I would suggest you just plot a couple of points to find out. So numbers bigger than 3, I'm down here at negative 1. Can't use 3. And then what happens if I use 1 or 2? I get a 1. So this is the graph. All right, so this says when x is 3, use the y value of 2. So I know that this is at the y value of 1. So at the y value of 2, I have a flying dot. All right, so I've got some more exponent work for us because they're really important. Just want to make sure that you've knocked off the cobwebs and know how to do these things. Okay, so this is u to the 1 power. So remember, you add their exponents, right? So let me just go slow so you see what I'm doing, right? Minus 2u to the 2/3. So this would give me u to the 5/3. Right, it's a common mistake to not do that, so let's make sure we get that correct. All right, so you know how to multiply out, right? If you have a minus b squared, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. I want that to be quick for you. So take this first thing and square it. So e to the x squared minus 2 times e to the x 3 root x, and then plus 3 root x squared. And you could go quicker than this. I'm just going to go slow. You multiply these exponents, 6e to the x root x, and then this gives us 9x. And that's as much as it'll be simplified. This one here, let's gather my x's together. So this is x to the 1/2 y cubed, x to the 3/2, and this y to the negative 1, I'm just going to bring it to the numerator right now. So I have positive exponents. So that gives me y to the 4th power, and then to leave with positive exponents, I'll subtract from down here. So 3/2 minus 1/2 gives me 2 over 2, which is 1. All right, again, I want to multiply this out, so I get 1 over t to the 4th. Plus 2 times 1 over t squared times t squared plus t to the 4th. So these t squareds cancel, so I just get the number 2, and there we have it. A couple more here playing with these. So e to the x squared minus 2 times this plus this last term squared will give me 4e to the negative 2x, right? So 2e to the negative x squared gives me 4e to the negative 2x. All right, so this is e to the 2x, right? You multiply. here I'd get minus 4, and then when I multiply these, I get e to the 0, which is 1. And there we go. All right, one more here. So let me just go a little slower. E to the 2x squared minus 2 times, and then plus e to the negative 2x squared. This gives me e to the 4x minus 2 plus e to the negative 4x. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go?